Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to iGeek Tech, and today we're going to be reviewing the Apple HomePod Mini, a compact, affordable smart speaker that offers impressive sound quality, seamless integration with the Apple ecosystem, and a sleek and stunning design. As a smaller version of the original HomePod, the Mini delivers many of the same benefits in a more accessible package. So let's get into design. The HomePod Mini's design is very sleek and very modern. It has like a fabric texture around it, and it comes in many different colors. Now, being released back in 2020 with the pandemic, obviously there wasn't a big stage event for it, and it has stayed at the $100 price tag. Now, nowadays you can kind of find it for a cheaper price. Most stores during the holiday season selling it for around $80. I actually seen it as low as $60 in some stores, which is a far cry from the original HomePod that's going for about $300, but I've seen it as low as $200. Still nowhere near the price of this, and I think it's pretty great. Like, there's no real downsides to the HomePod Mini compared to the HomePod original. It's just the smaller form factor, obviously, which means smaller speakers and smaller bassy stuff. But honestly, you could buy 3 of these for the price of one regular HomePod, and you can pair them as a stereo system if you want 3 different speakers or 2 different speakers, or you can just use the single speaker. They're all great sounding, but if you have 2 of these, you can pair them stereo with your Apple TV or your Mac or your iPhone or your iPad, and it just works. Now, one thing you also could do with the HomePod Mini is you can just grab your iPhone and you can just tap it on top of it and it'll just AirPlay, which is honestly really great. It's just seamless. You just tap and go. It starts playing, which is nice. You could also just if you're not near your HomePod or you're on your bed, you could just go into your control center, hit AirPlay to the HomePod, and it also works like that. It also has many accessible features, you could just looks great on a nightstand. You can tap to it and you can be hey Siri, what's the weather like in New York City?
It's currently raining and 54 degrees in New York, New York. Expect cloudy skies starting in the afternoon. Temperatures are heading down from 55 to 40 degrees tonight.
So simple stuff like that. You can tap to play with it. You can use the up and down to obviously control the audio if you want it loud like that, if you want it a little quieter, if you have people in your room or people in another room, simple stuff like that. It works pretty similar to AirPods or Apple headphones, where you could just double tap to skip the song, or you can single tap to pause. You could triple tap to go back or to the beginning or to the previous song. And the most obvious feature is that it carries Siri with it. Now, you could also just go, hey Siri, what's the weather like in Cupertino, California?
It's currently raining and 50 degrees in Cupertino, California. Expect cloudy skies starting at noon. Temperatures will be fairly consistent, averaging about 51 degrees.
Yeah, and it just works very seamlessly. And low-key, this LED kind of design looks really cool with the HomePod. Something just it kind of looks like the older version of Siri when it popped up in that circle, not the wraparound one. It looks really cool. I assumed they would probably change the design pretty soon to have more Apple Intelligence type features. I don't like to talk too much about rumors here, but they have this new HomePod with a screen on it. But simple stuff like that, and I believe the future of the HomePod is going to go above and beyond, similar to how Alexa works. But I believe this is much better than Alexa, because I used to have one, and the speaker was very lackluster and it left a lot to be desired. It kind of sounded like a really cheap Bluetooth speaker, which isn't the best, especially from a flagship type product. This one has a lot of bass, but still leaves that neutral kind of sound, so the bass doesn't overpower everything, which is great. Honestly, there's not much really to say about it that's bad. Yeah, if it's not the best speaker or craziest speaker in the world, but you also have to equate that this is literally the size of an Apple, no pun intended. Some of the cons of the HomePod Mini is that the cable is wired. It's not true wireless or wireless at all. And that is some things that may turn off people, though the wire in this is just a regular USB-C, so it can plug into almost anything and work off that. But that is a caveat that you might need to know especially if you're getting like a device like this, like if you're out of outlets. Another caveat as well is that this only runs on Apple devices. It to this day still doesn't have Android, Windows, Chrome OS, Linux compatibility. And that's kind of a downside to it, because especially with the competing devices like a Google Home or an Alexa or any other smart device, like it can work with the iPhone, it could work with an Android, it works with everything. This does not. And that's kind of one of the biggest downsides with owning a device like this, that if you, let's say, have to get an Android phone or you switch to Android, this just doesn't work anymore. And that's kind of trash, I'm not gonna lie, because now you just kind of have this like paperweight, $100 paperweight that doesn't do anything, which kind of sucks. But you know, that's the price of getting into the Apple ecosystem, and that's how Apple creates this like walled garden around all their products. It's just, that's what they do, and there's nothing we can all do about it other than just eat it all up. So in conclusion, I believe the HomePod is a fantastic smart speaker device for those looking for an excellent sound quality and seamless integration with the Apple ecosystem, and the compact design at a very affordable price point. While it might not be the most powerful speaker in the world, it does have the perfect balance between functionality, performance, and ease of use. Whether you're a longtime Apple fan or just getting started with home devices, the HomePod Mini is overall a great choice and beats all the other smart home devices with its value and its features and price. And that's all today, guys. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. And if you have a HomePod, or you don't have a HomePod, or you're interested in a HomePod, leave it down in the comments below. And thanks everybody for watching.